Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager 7 stream. My name is Adam. I'm the Community Manager of Franchise Hockey. With me as always and not pictured on your screen is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with Swimming in the Deep End 2021-2022 San Jose Sharks season. Jeff, we had a very successful first season. We had a pretty good draft, I think we would both agree. Decent free agency for what we wanted to spend. And our preseason went better than expected with a good couple waiver additions.
Well, I mean, we keep saying better than expected, but maybe we should start expecting better. 500 to start the season. When this team was really supposed to be headed downhill, and we did. We outperformed what they're likely to finish as, in the real NHL this year. I think we had a better season than that last year.
Yeah.
So we may be turning this team around ahead of schedule.
So taking a quick look here at our depth chart, you can see now Ilya Sorokin is our number one goaltender. And we have sent Martin Jones down to the minors because we want to trade him.
Yeah, we kind of exploited a little bit of a gap in the AI in the way it was handling goalies who were free agents and re-signed with the teams. That's actually going to be fixed in the upcoming update. But Adam was able to cheat a little and get Sorokin on waivers now.
Whatever. We had signed Laurent Brossoit to be our backup to Martin Jones, but we'll take the better goalie we can get. We've added Jake Bean at the trade deadline last year through a couple different moves. So he's helped bring some more youth to our blue line, which we also needed. We traded back into the first round to grab Daniel Shaka, who's already got 6 points in 3 games in the OHL, so he'll probably be on this team next year. We picked up Cale Fleury, too, so that's a good news for us. Our left wing looks a little depleted, but we have lots
It's been that way for a while, but I think one of the guys from the right wingers is going to have to
or a center
switch over center we're still pretty young in center, and we've got a couple of guys. We were saying, remember, there's after 5 games, we're at 4 games now. Once we hit 9 games or 10 games rather, we should think about whether or not we want to send Robbins or Dean back down to junior for one more year, depending on how they're doing.
Yeah,
Dean has played reasonably well so far.
He's got 1 assist there.
Rating.
And who's
his game rating's only 48.
Robbins is hurt, and hasn't picked up a point yet. They're playing limited minutes, though, so
yeah,
we'll take it for what it is. But yeah, some of our draft picks are slowly coming. You can see our renewed prospect list looks more promising than it has been. The biggest notable addition who we took was our goaltender, Jesper Wallstad, who's playing in the SHL and is actually playing pretty well by the looks of it. Yeah, so we have some hope for the future, continued hope for the future. And hello, P-Wog, thanks for coming out. We're just kind of going to skip through some of these games because, again, there's nothing too exciting going on. It's early in the season, and I forgot to do that.
Do what?
Oh, I forgot to delete the Sorokin from the database.
Oh, still got that set bug with the when you save it at certain points when someone's been traded. I think Sebastian had a workaround for that coming. I got to check on that.
All right. Jeff, because you brought it up, we are working on the process of possibly the final update for FHM 7, which will be coming.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be the final big update that adds new content. It'll have the updated trading deadline rosters and several other things. Speaking of the trading deadline, Jets weren't too active.
No. You know what? I don't think.
So you guys not trying for the cup this year? Or?
Well, see, this is the thing, and Winnipeg, Jets perspective for the most part, and someone named Night Attack on Reddit posted a really interesting question on the Jets subreddit and asked, "We just beat Vegas, awesome. How Jets fans would feel if no major thing was going to happen." And most fans were actually pretty much okay with very little happening.
Yep.
Because, number one, they don't want it really to affect the upcoming expansion draft. Number two, This team's playing pretty well. Yes, the defense has the Jets' defense has some weakness compared to years previous, but I mean, they're now 5 points back of Toronto for first. Games played are even, and they play Toronto tomorrow night. So, I mean, they win, they're 3 points back. They've played Toronto tight all year as it is. So, yes, Toronto went out and got a bunch of guys, but that doesn't necessarily make them a better team than what they were.
Yeah. And the Canucks not doing a whole lot, although I'm not thrilled with the Adam Gaudette trade.
I think they did more than I thought they were going to.
I mean, the fantasy is we're finally going to get rid of Louis Erikson's contract, but
that was never going to happen.
Yeah, I'm happy we got Madison Bowie because I liked him in Kelowna, good defenseman, and I think he still has some potential yet. And we got him for very little. Jordy Ben was going to leave as a free agent, so we got a 6th-round pick out of that at least. But the Gaudette trade for Highmore, don't really get it unless it was. Rumor was Gaudette was one of the guy or one of the guys that started the whole COVID outbreak on the Canucks. So was he being punished for that? I don't know.
Well, did he break protocol? And that's,
who knows? Yeah.
Oh,
speaking of which, I think I was complaining when we started this up. Oh, what happened?
Zach Dean just got up to 2-star talent. He might have just saved himself from getting sent down with that move.
So who have we got? Robbins is playing on the 4th line right now, eh?
Yeah, he just picked up his.
He did have an injury. He did have an injury for a couple of games.
He's still injured with a hand soreness, but yes, that's. Yeah. He's up to 2 stars. Okay, so we're 6 games.
I'm wondering if maybe we send Robbins down and either bring up a winger. Actually, Joe Kelman, is it? I don't think we've ever used. We had him up. Oh no, that's real life. 2019, we kept him in San Jose with the Barracuda all of last season, but he is 2 stars. He's just not going to get any better than that. But that might be the 4th line center that doesn't get a whole lot of playing time for us.
Well, we can take a look for sure. And continuing on.
Yotes fans in the chat saying, Cardinal fans, sorry, definitely not a Yotes fan. He's tired of seeing him.
Yes. I don't blame you. That's a lot of games. It was a lot of games.
Yeah, and then now, with the Canucks, I was complaining about that at the start of the show. If you missed it, having to play 19 games in 30 days after with the team that's already run down by COVID, and God knows what kind of shape the players are in. Hughes apparently was really in really rough shape, and now he's back, allegedly ready to play. The players are saying they don't really feel that they're ready, or at least JT Miller is. The team doesn't seem that enthusiastic about it. It's the league that wants him to go, so.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to hold on to. We'll give the young guys a couple more games here. Brossoit's up 2 fires. Come on, Sorokin. And we lose versus the Rangers. Boy, we get whipped by the Rangers. Shots were 46-16. Ouch. Just a stomping. Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting trade deadline, and for everything else going on. But again,
I mean, not a lot of huge deals. The Mantha deal, I guess, was the biggest one.
Yeah, that was just so much.
Yeah, I mean, well, at Washington, I can see where if they're going for it this year, obviously.
Yeah.
But Yzerman got a pretty good return for him.
Oh,
Brown is not a bad player at all, and
yeah, a first and
rounder
a second.
and the 2nd rounder next year. And Richard Panik just to eat some ice time this year.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that. Panik's a nice, easy fit. All right, back-to-back game. Ooh, Grigorenko is down to 61%, but we lose. Oh, my goodness. What? We lost 6-5, and we gave up 60 shots on net.
Okay, so yeah, maybe the rookies at center and the shaky D are not a good combination.
What? How did we lose? We gave up. You know what? I'm not even mad we lost. We lost that in regulation, 6-5. We gave up 60 shots on net.
Robbins actually had a goal.
Yeah. Oh man.
Do you even want to look at the game ratings for that?
Yes, I absolutely do.
But
Wow. Eric Carlson, 85 defensive game. Actually, these are not terrible game ratings, Jeff. Like they're not good, but these are not bad. Ryan Donato's 40,
well, yeah, Merkley's
44,
bad, Donato's bad, Dean is bad,
43.
Timo
That's,
Meyer.
those are again not great, but those are not terrible. Oh man. 6'5", give up 60 shots. And we just lost Eric Carlson for 4 weeks. All right, so let's take a look now. We're at 8 games, so let's make the decision right now as we sitting here to redo the roster. Carlson is out, which means Ferraro is coming in. So we're going to put Carlson to... No, I don't want to put him on the trade block. I'm going to put him on the injured list. All right, Carlson's gone. Good thing we also picked up, Cale Fleury. Okay, Zach Dean. Okay, Noah Gregoire's only 1.5 stars. Okay, Robbins is coming out, and we're replacing him with Blickfield. So Robbins we're going to send down. Oh, wait, Robbins can't be sent down. He can only go down to the AHL.
What? Oh, that's weird. I wonder why that's set that way. Oh, he's got a late birthday. He's actually 20 years old this season. This would be his overage year, so he is eligible for the AHL.
Okay. So maybe we want to hold on to him?
And send Dean down instead?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what to do.
All right, so let's switch that. We'll put Blickfield back. And, sorry.
Dean should have a huge year with Gatineau.
All right.
Yeah, just looking at their roster, he'll be their best forward by far. So he should get a ton of playing time in the queue.
Okay, we need to bring up 2 players or sign somebody. Who's available on free agency? If we can just take a quick look here. Well, we could bring Scott Lawton in or Sam Bennett, who just got traded.
Yep, after saying he didn't want to be traded. After he changed his mind, after Sutter took over, but what's Lawton want?
Matthew Perreault is also available.
Lawton will sign reasonably cheaply, but wants a no-trade clause.
1.34
Bennett will sign for about the
years.
same price with no NTC.
You know what?
I think maybe go for Bennett.
You know what? I'm just going to try to sign Scott Lawton here, but I'm going to offer him. We are so close to the cap. I'm going to offer him $2.25 million for a 1-year deal.
And the NTC?
No NTC, and he says yes for 2.25.
Okay, good.
Yep. So there we go. We signed Scott Lawton now to give us that little bit of.
And we will have some of the younger centers ready in a year from now. Dean can take another run at it. Is he a late birthday? No, he's a super early birthday. So he was.
Do we want to bring in one of the defensemen who are available too?
Because I would just call somebody up.
Well, our defense isn't really that great, Jeff. If we look at our depth chart here.
Are there any? I think we looked at this last time and there weren't great options.
Well, we could bring in somebody like, there's 3 guys. Ian Cole was there, Jason Demers, and Zach Bogosian.
Eric Goodbranson, who was just traded deadline 2, is there.
You know what? Let's just take a look here while we do that.
Goodbranson might make the most sense.
Okay, hold on.
No, actually, Cole's a little better defensively, but the guy's 32. Is he going to start heading downhill quickly soon?
Let's just look at signable guys. Here, too. Derek Forbort is available. Carl Gunnarsson is playing in the ECHL. Madison Bowie.
Yep.
So on this list, who do you like the most?
I would probably say
Jay Bomeister, who's apparently trying to make a comeback to the AHL.
is Goodbranson on the list? I don't
Yep,
see him
he
on
is.
yours.
Yep, he's right below Demers.
Oh wait, what about Van Riemsdyk?
Trevor Van Riemsdyk.
Yeah,
You want another offensive defenseman?
he's not an offensive defenseman.
I always think of it he is, even though I forget he's not, just because of his brother. All right,
No,
let's.
he's more of a defensive guy. That's, I think, assuming his terms are reasonable.
He wants
reasonably steady guy.
2-year, $1 million piece. We'll offer him about 1.4, and see what he says for 1 year.
Yep.
And yeah, he's good with that. So we'll sign Trevor Van Riemsdyk then, assuming he signs. I don't know why he wouldn't. Scott Lawton has signed. Trevor Van Riemsdyk has signed. All right, so we just brought in some defensive depth and some offensive depth. Do we want to put Scott Lawton into the lineup?
Definitely.
So are we knocking out Blickfield then, or who are we knocking out here?
That seems like. Were you going to send Robbins to the AHL?
Well, we could, but then we probably should still sign. Then we should go sign Sam Bennett.
Why not call somebody up instead?
All right, fine.
I mean, you do have a farm team for a reason.
I know, but I want my farm team to play well too. So our top guys are Ivan Cheknovic.
Pavel Gogolev is off to a quick start, looks like. Have a look at the stats for the first few games.
5 points in 7 games. Yeah, Cheknovic has him beat, though, with 5 points in 6 games.
Or the other guy would, just to take Joel Kelman. The thing is, if we bring up Kelman, that probably opens a roster spot on the top couple of lines, and say if with the Barracuda for Robbins.
All right, we'll bring Kelman up then. And we will put Lawton in and send Robbins down. All right, do you want to put Trevor Van Riemsdyk into our lineup for Ferraro? Because he's not really...
Yeah, he's...
All right, taking a quick look at our lines now. Okay, we don't want to switch our first line. Although, actually, Donato could move. I really wouldn't care if Donato moved. But I don't know who else we're going to put there.
Yeah, no, it's not like we've got another... I think Donato's okay there. As the alternative is putting Duclair up there, and Duclair has been kind of injury prone so far, so maybe it's best that he doesn't get first line ice time.
Okay, so it's moved Gregoire on the left wing, Lawton in centering LeBlanc on the right wing. Fourth line is Grigorenko, Shamalski, and Blickfield.
Yeah, kind of a skill-based fourth line, so I think that'll work. They should get some decent matchups and get a few points that way.
Try and decrease a little bit of time here. Okay, so Brennan Dillon, Brent Burns on the first pairing defenseman. Second pairing is Jake Bean and Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Third pairing is Cal Fleury and Ryan Merkley.
Yeah, I think better if we keep protecting Merkley for now, not giving him a ton of ice time.
Sounds good to me. All right, lines have
been
adjusted.
Reasonably well, but you don't want to screw that up.
Oh,
and watch,
oh man.
What?
I forgot Eric Hollow was back.
Oops.
It's all right. We still had the roster spot for him, so now where are we going to put, who's coming out for him? Well, Noah Gregoire is coming out. Never mind.
Yeah, just swap them directly, I think.
Let me just look here. But Hollow will probably need different special teams time, so we're just going to hit assistant create lines, and nothing major has changed other than ice times.
It's actually got Hollow as the left wing on the third line.
Well, that's where
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Gregoire was. I guess we could put Hull up and move Donato down.
No, I'd leave it as it is. If we run into trouble, we can try that.
All right. And continuing on.
Particularly if we have another bad shot game, because Hull is better than Donato defensively.
Actually, I think, going back to talking about the real trade deadline, I think the most surprising thing was some of the complete inactivities of some teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really felt like an odd. I don't know if teams aren't sure what to do this year or don't know about their long-term planning or what.
I think that's part of it, but I think also, too, with the expansion draft has guys scared. Nobody wants to do Florida Panthers again.
Yeah. Surprised the Leafs weren't more aggressive.
I mean, they had 5 guys.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a. Is there a big name guy in that group?
Well, Foligno's a pretty big name.
Yeah.
Big save, Dave.
I mean, the one thing, if the Leafs run into injuries in the playoffs, I think they've got the depth now to deal with that. But no, it should be a fun playoff at least. See who comes out of the North Division. Particularly if we get Montreal and Toronto in the first round.
Very possible. I don't know. And just going back to Winnipeg, talked about it, they said Winnipeg was getting held hostage by a lot of teams trying to, or just apparently some of the asks were just ridiculous, and that makes me more happy Winnipeg didn't do anything. Two games under 500. How we doing? Grigorenko's only at 60%. Jake Bean's only at 74. We can probably survive that. But we're going to pull Grigorenko out of this game, give him an extra day off.
Yeah, he hasn't really done much to start the season.
And we'll throw...
Blichfeld.
No, Blichfeld's in. We're going to throw Kellerman.
Oh, he is?
Kelman in. Yep. Straight up swap, same game end. Man, we are just getting destroyed again defensively. Gave up 48 shots, lost 2-0. Only got 18. 100 defensive game rating from Oscar Klefbom. That's not good. Not good at all. Jeff, were our tactic chains not good for us now? Should we be considering making another move?
I'm wondering if we should maybe try switching Holla and Donato, because Holla had a pretty good game in that mess.
All right.
And we maybe need the defensive help in the first unit.
We will flop and see what happens. And we are now in the bottom of the Pacific. That's not good. Wow, the Leafs are in the bottom of the Atlantic at 2-5-2. Columbus is in the bottom. Arizona's in the bottom. At least we don't have the worst record in the NHL yet.
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 I think we're 1-4 since starting tonight.
All right, game versus Seattle. Let's see if that can help turn us around. Cal Fleury's down to 65%. Maybe I'll pull him out of this game too now.
Yeah, get Ferraro game.
All right. Sim game out, and we finally get a win, 4-3. About time. Kevin LeBlanc is the number one star with a goal and assist. Scott Lawton picks up his first assist with us.
I mean, it's a win over Seattle. So,
hey, I will take any win we can get, Jeff.
how are they doing so far, by the way?
Seattle, they are 5-4-10. Or 5-4 for 10 points. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did sign Ovechkin. That's probably helping a whole lot.
Definitely isn't hurting. So, Jeff, the question came up in our Discord, which you can find the link to our Discord in our Twitter bio, which is @FranchiseHockey. Or, of course, if you own the game, you can just click on the Discord button. When is the rough estimated time for the arrival of the next update for Franchise Hockey Manager 7?
I think we'll still probably be a couple of weeks. We're trying to get a lot into it, and we still need to do some testing on it. So I'm going to be taking next week to get the rosters and everything. I mean, we'll be doing a lot of the. We got a research deadline this Sunday. Then we'll get that back, and then I'll do a kind of a complete check on them and import some data from Elite Prospects and get the rosters for all leagues up to the trading deadline status. So I think we're going to need at least another week or so after that. Excellent. Don't really want to rush this one.
Good to hear. All right, and we lose 4-1 versus Washington. Man, come on, guys. Our old friend Evander Kane opened the scoring. And scored an empty net goal, too. Very Evander Kane type game. And we gave Jake Bean the night off because he's getting too tired. So we'll put him back in, make that switch. Interesting players on waivers. Who's available on waivers? Calvin DeHaan. He wouldn't have been a bad
yeah, but I mean, there's free agents out there just as good as him.
Yeah, we don't want to exactly be paying his $5.4 million either.
And if we sign him, that means probably having to sit Fleury or Merkley. And they really need the playing time to develop. And we got Carlson coming back too.
Well, that just means Riemsdyk might come out of the lineup. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, man. Well, we're now ahead of Calgary. Oh, nope. Now we're behind Calgary. But tied with Vancouver. Although they played 2 less games than us. I'm scared to look to see how our owner's thinking of how the year is going. I would imagine he's not thrilled. Essa Lindell's out 3 months. And Sean Walker moves for a third-round draft choice. All right, game versus Chicago. And, all right, everyone looks pretty good. Just going to sim this straight out again. And, Sergei Bobrovsky's in Chicago? How did that happen, Jeff?
Let me have a look.
Do that. And we lose again 4-1.
Is his contract up?
No, he's on like a 10-year deal.
Yeah, right.
Or 8-year deal. I don't know, however long it is.
Traded for Alex Vlasic, former second rounder from the Hawks, who was playing in Boston University, and looks like he's signed with Florida this year. He's in the AHL. 4-star potential. That's probably why they did it, and I guess they wanted to move some contract money too.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay, game versus Vancouver. Oh no, someone's injured or suspended. Brandon Dillon is injured with a stinger. Well, that's all right. Ferraro's just going to jump over and jump into that spot. Our defense are not having a lot of stamina right now. Brossois, can you win this game? No, you cannot. We lose 5-4. At least we put up enough shots this time. Man, not looking good, Jeff. Job security tells us, taking a quick look.
No, not bad.
Actually, we're still pretty high right now.
Oh, yeah, actually. So nothing to worry about this season, I don't think, unless you go into a really, really bad losing streak.
I don't know.
As long as you can win the occasional game, you should be safe this year, I think.
I don't know what to do to help us improve unless we tried to go out and trade for somebody, but the only thing we really need is a scoring winger. Or a scoring centerman. And I don't think we have the assets to do that, but we can take a quick look at the trade block, I guess, and see if something jumps out at us.
Yep, particularly as the season goes on. Don't know if there's going to be anybody on it. Well, there could be somebody at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. The question is what we would have to give up too. I'm not really thrilled about the idea of giving up one of our prospects.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we've got to deal with.
But we'll see if there's anybody available before we worry about that. All right, so league or NHL transactions, trading block. Braden Point is still on there, as well as Andrei Vasilevsky.
Don't really need Vasilevsky, and Point is probably too expensive.
I would imagine. Kopitar's on there. That would actually be an interesting ad. Jacob Silverberg.
Expensive one. Still got 3 years on his contract. Be right back. I just got to close the window.
Yep. I'm just looking here. Nothing exactly jumping off screaming saying yes. We absolutely need to make this deal. Oh, we could go sign Jeff's favorite player, Milan Lucic. That would be a great ad. No, I just don't see. The Kopitar would be good. I wonder what they do want for Kopitar. Let's just... Let's just see what they want. They're looking for a goalie, a left wing, and a right wing. Martin Jones won't take the trade to L.A. Really? I forgot he has a $10 million contract. All right, let's still try and do this.
Back. Now you're going to try for it.
Well, I debated on trying to trade for Milan Lucic for you, but what if we trying to offer the guy we called up, and what do we have? Do we have any? We got an extra third round pick. I think they will probably accept this offer.
They must really want to move the salary.
Well, that $10 million salary. That means we have two guys making $20 million. Are we okay with that?
How much longer? Ooh, that's going to be hard to get out of. Particularly as Carlson hasn't been off to a great start this year. No, I don't know if this is a good idea.
I'm going to ask them to retain 50% of his salary. Does retain salary? Yeah, it means they retain 50% of the cap hit, right?
Yeah.
Let's offer it. What's the worst that happens? They say yes, and then we decide we don't want to do it? Game versus Ottawa. We are making no changes. We're just hitting sim, and we lose again. We cannot win. We lose 8-2 to Ottawa. Come on. They scored 5 goals before we got on the board.
And they didn't really outshoot us by that much either. It was relatively low. That was just a bad goaltending game, it looks like.
Maybe there's a reason why Sorokin was on waivers.
Mm-hmm.
And the Red Wings have mutually terminated a contract of a player that they probably shouldn't have had to begin with. And we're playing Ottawa in a back-to-back. So how badly are they going to just destroy us tonight? I think we got to get another defenseman on our team.
It would be nice to have somebody in the 3-star range, but remember, we still got Carlson coming back. He should be almost ready, shouldn't he?
Maybe 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, that long.
Well, I'm just looking at how fast our guys are tiring out. I'm thinking we're going to need a little bit more turnover. Okay, Sorokin finally picks up a win. Again, he just doesn't want to get hot, though. 5-1 win. 5-10 now on the year. Interesting player on waivers. Sorokin is now down to 22% fitness. And he's sad. Why is Sorokin sad? He's unhappy because he feels isolated.
Oh, we got no. He only speaks Russian, and
Grigorenko's there.
Probably not enough.
I guess he'll be like
we
that.
Did one of the things we did for the update was speeding up the language acquisition, but that's not going to help in the Short term, we do have Shakovich and Gogolev sitting in the minors.
I'll take a look here once we.
And Kniazev, defenseman. Kniazev would make sense because that gives us the extra defenseman to work with and may help Sorokin.
All right, I like that. All right, so let's make that change. Okay, so we are going to send... Oh, we're going to send Noah Gregoire down. Does he have to... Oh, no, he has to go on waivers. I don't want to send Gregoire down then. We're going to send Kelman back down. And he'll go on waivers. Okay, Cal Fleury's at 84%. Him back in. Riemsdyk down to 72. Ferrau's at 79. That's not a big enough change. Okay, we are going to call up then. Yusev. Kind of hate moving him up when he's has so much room to grow. I don't really want to move him up. 3.5-star talent. He needs time to play rather than sit on the bench. Or do you think we should do that?
Do what?
Well, you talked about bringing up the Russian defenseman.
Oh, yeah, I would do that.
Even though it'll probably hurt his development.
Yeah. He's 1.5 stars. Won't be too bad.
All right. Sorokin has moved to happy now.
Yeah, there we go. So he was close to not being isolated. You just need the one more guy.
All right. Other numbers look good. Ish. Brossard's coming in net for this one. And I forgot to assign a jersey number. He wants number 8, but Ryan Merkley has it. So he'll have number 5. All right. I almost put him in 80-something, but then I realized you'd be mad about that, having a defenseman, the number 80s.
Not a defenseman's number.
And all right, so we pick up a win versus St. Louis.
Okay, good start. Still gave up a lot of shots.
I forgot to switch goalies, so Sorokin played that a little bit tired. But maybe that'll help him get heat, which he needs. All right. Eric Carlson is ready to return from practice. Okay. So, Jeff, it happened. LA has said, yes, we will make that deal.
Now we've now got a $10 million contract that we can hopefully unload at the trading deadline.
Well, again, it's only $5 million because they are retaining 50% of that.
Oh, true. Yeah.
50% of that salary. So we're currently at a salary cap space of $61 million. So we are $20 million under the cap. So this is very little to give up to boost our offense. Yeah, I still think we're going to do this. And we play LA right away, too, in our next game. So we will complete this trade. And Anze Kopitar has joined San Jose. That's a very San Jose move. That might be the most San Jose move we have ever made.
I mean, once Carlson's back and with Kopitar, we better start turning it around soon.
Yeah, so he's at $5 million cap hit. That's actually pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means we got to send somebody down. So I think Blickfield's going down. And we don't have to waive him, so that makes more sense too. Kopitar comes into the lineup. All right. Brendan Dillon's down to 39%. Oh, man. Yeah, see, we are definitely going to need this. All right, so I'm going to take all the marks off. We're going to let the lines just go, see what happens with the new blender on. And let's see. It puts Kopitar as our number 2 center with Donato and Matt Nieto. I'm not sure I like that. So Logan Couture moves up to the first line with Hertel and Meyer. Okay. I like Declare with Kopitar and Nieto. Donato, Hollow, LeBlanc, Shimulski, Lawton, Grigorenko as the fourth line. How's that sound?
Yep.
And then we'll even out some ice times here. Okay, there we go. Move ahead. All right. We also dumped 2 extra contracts too, which isn't a bad thing for us. And we're giving Kelman a chance to go play possibly in the NHL. Or he'll be going to help. Man, this is bad. Where is LA's? Ontario. Ontario is where their team is. All right. Tampa Bay's just throwing guys on waivers because they're in so much trouble. Alex Collorn is on waivers, though.
They in bad cap trouble, or?
I would imagine. 2 years left on his deal at $4.45 million. He is now 32. He would not be the worst player for us to pick up.
Oh yeah, they're right up on the cap. Like a few $1,000s under, that's all.
He only had 35 points last year, though.
No, I think it's still worth picking up.
You want to pick up Collorn? Okay. We will put a claim in then.
So we do have to start getting better at some point.
Anze Kopitar wants 11. Yes. Forgot to check to see how happy our fan base was about getting Kopitar. Job security tells us. Yes, +3 for acquiring Anze Kopitar. Red Flyers, thanks for coming out. You just missed us adding Scott Lawton to our team, although he might end up getting waived here soon. After we continue to make all these trades.
Yeah, kind of a rough start to the year so far.
Yes, and we did in fact get Alex Collorn on waivers. So he's now with us. All right. Collorn wants 17. He can have 17.
And asking Jake Allen on Philly, that he got traded right at the right near the start of the game.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're 24 players, so we have to send somebody down now. I think we're going to have to send down that defenseman.
That's going to screw up Sorokin again. We could send down Ferraro instead.
All right. He's going to be on waivers, though, if we send him down.
Him or Fleury. And I think there are better guys clearing waivers right now.
Yeah. Matt Nieto has dehydration right now because, of course, he does. All right, we're going to take Matt Nieto out of the lineup and just put in our brand new player. Alex Collorn's going to jump right into the lineup. All right, Cal Fleury. All right, you know what? Yes, we're going to send down, we're going to do a little bit of juggling here. We're going to send down the Russian defenseman. Who is low? Brendan Dillon's coming out and Ferraro's going into play this game because he's only at 53%. Let's play this game versus LA. Put Brossoit in net for this one. And we lose 3-0. Really? We get shut out? Come on.
Yeah, a little better defensive game at least.
How did our new guys do? Anze Kopitar, 61 offensive, 71 defensive. Good. And Alex Collorn, 62 offensive, 52 defensive. Not bad for jumping immediately into the lineup. Red Flyers joking about dehydration. Red Flyers, I'm going to ask you this. Have you ever been dehydrated? Or even had like heat exhaustion, which is basically the same thing? Because I'm curious. Jeff, have you ever had that?
I think I came close in a rugby game once. Don't think I've ever had it full blown. Not fun. I remember when I was living in Florida, they used to lose a couple of high school football players every year to it. Spring workouts. Somebody would overdo it.
Yeah, I've had it once. I got it when I was working outside on a tough job. We were doing some fencing, and I literally could not breathe. I was just sucking air, and nothing was happening. Mm. It is one of the worst feelings I have ever had in my life. And I got home, and I laid on the floor in my living room for 2 hours before I finally was able to move. Everything just felt like it was spinning, and we won that next game, so maybe things are going to start turning around here. Sorokin is staying happy, so I think we're going to leave the Russian defenseman down for right now.
Yeah.
Until that changes. But yeah, it was a bad feeling. And so, yeah, dehydration is something that, yeah, if you've never had it, never experienced, it's really crazy and hard to express. Brandon Dillon's ready to go. And the Kings signed somebody who is playing in the LNAH to replace. I'm assuming that's who they got to replace Kopitar. Although I have no idea how to say that guy's name, and I'm not even going to try. And Jeff, can you tell me what flag that is? Because I don't even know what flag that is.
That is Ivory Coast, I think.
Let's click and find out. COD. Is that?
Côte d'Ivoire, yep. Oh, no, Democratic Republic of the Congo. I'm wrong. Second nationality.
Yes. All right. Interesting. Good to know. Taking a quick look here again now. Matt Nieto's up to 100%, but we're going to leave him out.
Looks like he was actually an RFA for the Kings. He'd been playing in for Ontario the last couple of years and hadn't re-signed yet.
All right. Okay, let's take Ferraro out, replace him with Dylan. And we'll see where Trevor Van Riemsdyk gets to here before we... Oh, that's... Just an alert, baseball alert. Chicago White Sox lefty Carlos Rodon loses a perfect game with 1 out in the 9th.
Oh, man.
But throws a second no-hitter of the MLB season in an 8-0 win. Ouch.
Well, at least he hung on to the no-hitter.
Yeah, but you get all the way to just 2 outs left and you blow the perfect game. That hurts. Matt Nieto says we can play if we need him to. What's he actually at? Okay, he's up to 100%. Van Riemsdyk isn't at 100, so we're going to take him out for this back-to-back and put Ferraro in, and then we'll put him in for the second game. Nothing else changes. Collorn, here's your time to shine, man. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? And we pick up the win, 4-2. Sorokin's starting to heat up, and maybe that was the turning point we needed. Jake Bean assisted the first goal, scores the second goal for being the number 1 star. Everybody else throws on points. Ryan Merkley keeps racking them up. Maybe turning that corner. Maybe I'm being overly optimistic too. I don't know. But sometimes you just gotta believe. Okay, Matt Nieto says he's ready to go, but that means he'll still be kind of dipped. No, he is good to go. Okay, so if we want to redo things, now is the time. Okay, so Ferraro's coming out and getting replaced with Van Riemsdyk. But Cal Fleury's coming out and getting replaced with Ferraro. Okay. So who's coming out of the... I guess Grigorenko's coming out of the lineup. He's only 2 stars. He's only had 2 assists.
He hasn't been playing that well this year at all after he was reasonably good last year. I think we were giving him a lot more playing time last year, though.
He wasn't on our team last year, was he? That was 2 years ago.
Oh, no, right. We got him from Columbus, yeah. He had a good year with them.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah, we got him super cheap in the offseason. Now we know why.
He's playing 2 minutes less. He's not, or 2.5, almost 3 minutes left, but that's not crazy. Yeah, we're still not paying him a huge amount of money. We could put him on the trade block, I guess.
How's Dean done since we sent him back to the queue?
It's a great question. Let's take a look at our depth chart here. Zach Dean in the queue has 6 points in 9 games. Not as good as I would hope, but he's probably getting adjusted.
Probably not thrilled being sent back down, but
Tristan Robbins has 3 assists in 9 games in the AHL. That's not bad either. Shaka's got 13 points in 12 games. Just Wallstad has 926 save percentage in 8 games. Nothing wrong with those numbers either. All right, continuing here. Game versus Dallas. We're going to throw in Brossois now. Both of our goalies are at 2 fires. Love it. Brossoit loses 6-2, though. Ouch. That's a stomping. What happened? We were up 1-0 and then gave up. Ooh.
Pretty good defensive game. That's kind of on Brossoit, I think.
Then we gave up 6 straight goals.
Wow.
Before scoring on the power play. Ouch. That's a little disappointing. Well, with Nieto back healthy, should we re-roll the lines one more time, see what it comes up with? Now that Grigorenko's out.
How close is Carlson?
That's a good question. Although he'll still probably be 2 weeks away.
They want to just leave it until we get him back and can get everything settled?
Fair enough. And sounds like a good plan. All right, taking a quick look here. Eric Carlson is... Oh, he's actually day-to-day. He's back sooner than I thought he would be. Okay. You are right, Jeff. As always. So we're still going here. Taking a quick look. Everything else looks pretty good. Guys look mostly healthy. Otherwise... Striking's taking a little bit longer to recover than I like. So we're going to start Brossoit again. And sim it out, and we lose. Oh, 3-1. Only got 25 shots on net, though, but we only gave up 22.
Yeah, defensively, we've gotten much better.
Collorn scores the first goal, but then we give up 3 straight again. Power play... 2 even strength. Taking a look at the numbers. Declare 49 defensive game rating. Matt Nieto 49 offensive, 44 defensive for Timo Meier, and 45 defensive for Alexander Shomolsky. Otherwise, numbers are not bad across the board. So we're just going to have to monitor that and see what happens. Thomas Hertl played almost 21 minutes. It's quite a bit. All right. With that, Jeff, I think it's probably time here for us to start wrapping up.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So with that, thank you very much for tuning in to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OTP Developments. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OTP Developments as well. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we are at Franchise Hockey, where you can, as I said before, you can find a link to our official Discord in our Twitter bio. Of course, you can come on down to our official website, too, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to our official forums where you can come talk about Franchise Hockey Manager 7, Out of the Park Baseball 22, Perfect Team, Out of the Park Go, or anything else you wish to discuss. Jeff, did I miss anything?
No, I don't think so. Like we said, we're still working on the final update. Trading deadline is over now, so we'll be getting the rosters up to date pretty soon. What was I going to say? Oh, and for our other game, we'll be back next week. I'll be doing we've been playing the what happened, what if the WHA never did go out of business. We're playing the Cincinnati Stingers, so we're now into the 79 off season where the WHA would have closed down and merged with the NHL. That's not going to happen, so we got some decisions to make about whether we expand either of those leagues or maybe both, and what happens in the upcoming season.
Absolutely. Which also means we are taking suggestions for teams you want to see enter the WHA. Of course. Oh, man, come on. So, all right. So, thank you very much, and we will see you all again next week.